Hey Wizard fans! I hope you're all having a good weekend. Today I'm going to answer the questions that you asked me in my previous video. For those of you who are new to the channel, this is the second Q&A I'm doing. I'm going to link the first Q&A at the end of this video. I do these every once in a while just to get to know my viewers a little bit better, and it's also a little bit more relaxing than doing like guides and the more organized videos that I do. So Sunsmid asked, what's your favorite wizard spell card? I'm going to actually fly to some of my favorite places in Wiz as I talk. Okay, so my favorite wizard spell card is it was originally named Call of Cthulhu, and then King Zala changed the name to Krulu, I guess maybe for copyright, who knows. But this is a reference to a story by H.P. Lovecraft, an American science fiction writer. Yeah, so that's why I really like this spell card. My other favorite one would be Hungry Caterpillar. I actually did like a poetry reading based on the Hungry Caterpillar spell. I still think that it's a reference to that poem that I did the reading of, but who knows, it could be a reference to more than one thing. Hunter Blue Gem asked, how many wizards and accounts do you have? So I have 2 accounts. I have my Life Wizard on one account and my 3 other maxes, Balance, Death, and Storm on the other account. I also have all those noob wizards that I created when I was trying out other schools. So I have like a noob myth and noob ice and, you know, tons of other smaller wizards, but I don't play them anymore. I basically have just 4 max wizards, and they are all called Stephanie something hearts. Katie Taylor asked, what's your favorite school other than Life? So I'm on my Death Wizard. Death has a very special place just because it was the first one that I ever made, and I have so many badges collected on this wizard. I even have the first age PvP Warlord badge I'm wearing right now. It's very rare because a lot of the first age PvP players, they are not active anymore. But I actually don't play on my Death that much these days. I don't know. These days, I mostly just dual box Life and Balance to help people out. Either that or I would dual box Life and Storm, or just bring my max Storm if people need to speed through something. But yeah, Death has a very special place in my heart. Ukulele Ninja asked, what's your favorite color to dye your clothes in Wiz? And I'm a pretty practical person. I don't want to give people any false messages, so I usually just dye my clothes the color of the school. Like when I'm on my Death, I wear black. You know, when I'm on my Storm, I wear purple. On my Life, I wear green. The exception I would say is my Balance. I have like a black and pink outfit on her, and also like a brown outfit, because I feel like Balance is a little bit of a jack of all trades. Midnight Cherry asked, do you eat the crust on your pizza? I do. I actually think it's a waste of food if you don't finish everything on your plate. It's also the way I've been taught. There is a Chinese saying that every grain of rice is a grain of labor. So that's what I think about when I'm eating. White Tiger 93 asked, how do you feel that KingsIsle games have personally changed you or had a significant effect on you? So, well, I do have a life outside of this game. I just don't showcase it that much because I want my channel to be pretty focused, and I know that people subscribe for these gaming videos. I wouldn't say that, you know, this game really defines me or is like a super important part of my identity. It's just a hobby. Like, it's sort of like, you know, if you really enjoy hiking or painting or, you know, guitar, whatever it is, like, it's a part of you. but it's not the most important part. Gaming can be a pretty invisible part of people's lives sometimes, and there's a lot of negative stereotypes around gaming. So I wanted to provide some alternative gaming videos for just ordinary people like myself. It can be an imaginative outlet. It can be a way to connect with people in society that you normally wouldn't come across in your daily life. And basically it really just opens up your imagination and your horizons. So that's what these games mean to me. Yeah, Peyton Norman asked, what is something you wish would come out in Wiz? I actually don't know. I feel like this game has been around so long, you know, almost 10 years, and there's already so much content. Like, it's already pretty overwhelming for people who are new to the game. Like, they just see, wow, there's so many worlds, and you know, it literally takes years to play through all of this content. So I actually don't think Wiz is short on content. And also there's a lot of really good endgame content. Like after you're done questing, you can work on pets, you can build castles, you know, put them into castle tours. I guess right now I'm just looking forward to Imperial Part 2. I don't know if they should make another really big world update like that after Imperial Part 2. It's hard to say. Oh, one thing I do wish they would do though is I wish they would look into PvP. So as I've been saying, I really want a turn-based mode in practice as well as ranked. Right now, turn-based is only an exclusive tournament mode, and that doesn't work so well because tournaments require a huge chunk of time to complete. Like, you need like 1.5 hours to do a tournament, and I don't think turn-based is the best type of PvP format to put into a tournament format, because you might just want to play like 1 or 2 matches per day, not 4. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with the state of Wiz right now. Hunter Blue Gem asked, can you share on how you make your videos? And so this is specifically for you, Hunter. I have taken a look at your channel. You have really good editing skills, much better than mine, but you really need a screen recorder. So the one that I use is Bandicam. It's a paid software. I think it's $40, but there is also a free open source software called Open Broadcasting Software that I've been told is pretty good. You just cannot record gameplay using like a camera. It's not gonna work. So after I do the raw recording with Bandicam, I record my voice, by the way, just using the basic voice recorder in Windows, nothing too fancy, and I just use my computer's built-in microphone. I didn't even buy like a professional microphone, so yeah, I'm pretty low budget. After I record those things, I put them together in Windows Movie Maker. Again, it's just like the free program that comes with my computer. For people who want, you know, fancier stuff, I guess you can buy like Sony Vegas and a better microphone, better stuff. But this setup works pretty well for me. And you also asked, do you have any advice for people who want to start their own Wiz channels? So basically, you just want to do something that's unique. I'm just going to give a quick shout out to some people who very recently started posting. One of them is Connor Battle. He has some pretty cool houses that he designed himself, and he also has some really good PvP videos. So the way I did my PvP videos was I recorded myself playing without commentary, because when I'm playing I just like to focus on the match, and then afterwards I went back and added the voiceover to show you guys what was going on in my mind during the match. So it's kind of like I remember what I was thinking and then I verbally express it to you guys. But then what he does is he actually just plays music during the match, and then after the match he does a live recording of himself reflecting on that match. So I think that's another really interesting way of doing it, and I think it works well for him. So do check him out. Another recent Wiz channel is Froggys, and the person who made that channel, you can tell by his voice, he's pretty old, probably retired, I don't know, but basically he picks up on some of the really old cultural references in this game. So like he made a recent furniture showcase on this item called Mystic Pizza, and I had never heard of the reference. So stuff like that is also pretty interesting. Basically just do something that no one has done before, or something that you think would be a unique contribution to the community. People will listen, you know. In the beginning it might feel like, oh my gosh, you only have 10 subscribers, 20 subscribers, but if you just keep at it, you're consistent about it, and you keep providing interesting new information that people have never thought about before, people will start paying attention. So that would be my advice. And always just do it for fun, you know. Dedka asked, when will you speak louder? I wasn't aware that I was speaking all that quietly. I don't know why, like it might just be that I don't have a professional microphone. It could also just be that I actually have a soft voice just naturally. I actually, back in high school, I was in a choir and I have done vocal training, but I don't know, maybe just people like me are a hopeless case and there's nothing to be done for our soft voices. Hunter Blue Gem also asked, if you were offered to do a channel crossover or have a special guest, would you take it or leave it? And I guess this is a question about collaboration. I'm starting to make friends in Pirate. I think that I might want to do some team PvP matches in Pirate and record those. And also, as you can tell from my channel, I'm pretty much already doing collaborations. Most of my videos are not just about me. I hope you've been noticing that. I don't want to just like build a personality cult around myself, you know. I want to make my channel be like a window into the community. So that's what the documentaries are about, and that's also what the team PvP matches in Wiz have been about. And the questing videos are about the story that everyone experiences. I do plan to continue the documentaries though. It's just that these few days I've been pretty busy with end of term, but once I settle into summer, you guys can expect more collaborations with other players. Our Sinuria asked, what do you think about the current difficulty of Wizard101? Are enemies not strong enough, or are the plans devised by the Wiz community too effective for the bosses? I do think that after a certain point, once you figure out the stackable buffs like the blades and traps, and once you figure out things like dispels and Aegis protects from removal, protects a blade from removal, Indemnity protects a feint from removal. You know, once you figure out all these stackable buffs and things, the game just becomes super easy. And KingsIsle has been trying to make it more challenging by having bosses that cheat remove blades, cheat remove feints, but it's still really easy once you figure out how to play around those cheats. The main reason why the fights are so easy is because the enemies pick cards at random and they do really stupid things, like they would, you know, aura during a turn when they should shield. They would like Tempest, waste all their pips on Tempest, do stupid things like that. So unless KingsIsle somehow manages to reprogram the AI, there's no way that this game would be at all challenging. But in a way, I guess that's a good thing, because one of the niches of this game is just that it's accessible, you know, it's accessible to children, to retired people, to people with IRL disabilities. So maybe it should stay that way. It should stay fairly easy and fairly relaxing and accessible to people who might be multitasking, caring for kids, you know, people who just, yeah. So I guess it's a casual game. I do get what you're saying though, because like I have gotten pretty bored at times, but I've come to accept that that's just the way this game is designed to be, and if I want something more challenging, I just play other games. Like right now, I'm more into Pirate. It feels more chess-like, the combat system in Pirate, and also the ship PvP is real-time combat, so even though it's not as intense as some of the other games out there, it's definitely more intense than Wiz, and for now, I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, that's going to basically be it in this video. Thank you once again to all of you who asked me questions, and I hope you enjoyed my little flutter around some of the scenic places in Wiz that really stuck out in my memory as I was questing. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.